Hello everyone, I'm Rosefear, and today we are going to talk about the true evil, the actual bad guys, the big bads, the villains of Final Fantasy XIV, because there was something I came across that was really interesting while I was doing the MSQ, and it sparked a cool conversation in chat as well. So there will be some spoilers within this video, so if you have not done the Stormblood MSQ, or Shadowbringers MSQ, sorry, if you haven't done the Shadowbringers MSQ yet, I would recommend clicking off the video just to be safe if you don't want things spoiled. With all that being said, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, do all those things so you can see my Final Fantasy videos as they come out in the future. And yeah, let's get right into this. Alright, so getting right into it, essentially what happened is Emmett Selk during the MSQ was kind of explaining the origins of the universe as it is today, which the history of which is essentially lost to normal people like, the Warrior of Light, because we haven't lived for thousands of years. We didn't experience the initial, creation of everything, where the Ascians kind of did. And essentially what had happened is the Ascians had their god of darkness, and I'm kind of going to leave some stuff out here because I don't remember every little bit of it, but they have their god of darkness, and everything was great, everything was awesome, and there was only one world. And there was people that really didn't like this, and those were the mortals, right? So the people that didn't like this at all, and again, I'm basing all of this off of my current knowledge of the story. Things could change in the future, obviously, as I find out more things. But that being said, the Ascians basically had their perfect world, right? Where they had their god, the god of darkness, and yeah, like the world was one, everything was great. There was people that didn't like what was going on, and they grouped together, and through the power of their group or whatever, they ended up summoning a primal, and that primal was Hydaelyn. Now, as we know, when you summon a primal, your mind and everything is basically stolen. Your free will is gone, and you just act out the will of this primal. Now, that really does make sense with everything going from all the events of A Realm Reborn all the way to where we are in Shadowbringers now. It makes sense. It entirely makes sense. Hydaelyn could absolutely be a primal where we are just doing what she does, or doing what she wants, even though a lot of what she wants ends up being for the moral good and a good outcome, things like that. It could still be, yes, we are acting under the mind control, essentially, of this primal, right? So what happened is the primal Hydaelyn, the god Hydaelyn, whatever it is, Hydaelyn got in a fight with the god of darkness, and Hydaelyn wins, kills the god of darkness, and once that happens, it shatters the world, and you end up with all the other planets where people are living on, and you have the first, then you have all the other ones, right? And we currently, we live on the first. I forget what it's called in Shadowbringers. I forget which one that's called. But anyways, it shattered everything, and it destroyed this perfect world that the Ascians had been living in and that they loved, right? And essentially, all their motivation up to this point is to try and bring back that world. It's trying to try and bring back those things. And they're the ones causing the calamities and all this other stuff, where they cause enough turmoil on one planet and it wipes everybody out. And once that happens, then that planet rejoins, and that's one of the umbral calamities that basically obliterates half the planet and kills a bunch of people. Now, that's essentially what happened. That's what's going on right now. And it kind of, like I said, makes sense as far as their motivations go, because they're looking at us and as if we're a beast tribe that summoned a primal. And just same as we look at the beast tribes when they summon primals. Now, one thing that somebody in my chat pointed out is yeah, well, it doesn't matter what the motivation is. Genocide is still genocide. And it's that's true. But if you looked at, again, what I said is or what the way I'm looking at it is we have the beast tribes, we have us, and then we have the Ascians. Now, if you look at the Ascians looking at us as if we're beast tribes that summoned a primal that killed their god and destroyed the world. So if you look at it one of the beast tribes summoned a primal that then killed Hydaelyn and shattered our world, what would then the Warriors of Light do? Under Hydaelyn's under Hydaelyn's will, or under the guise of what you would do to get Hydaelyn to come back, right? What would what would the Warriors of Light then do? It's probably something very similar to what the Ascians are doing. They would do everything in their power to bring the world back to the way it was. They would kill everybody they had to kill. They would genocide everybody they had to genocide. They would do everything they absolutely had to do to get things back to the way it was, because that's how it's supposed to be. And the people that want it to not be that way are bad, right? Because they're not looking at it like, oh, well, these people, some of them are good people. It's like they're looking at it like, as far as the Ascians' mindset is, the way I'm seeing it is they're actually looking at it like we're the bad guys. We ruined everything, and the fact that we're resisting them makes us bad, right? And that justifies the use of what they're doing, essentially. So when you look at it like that, and it's funny because we're literally doing the same stuff to beast tribes in Eorzea, right? So they're summoning their primals because they're afraid of us, right? Not because any other reason. They summon primals because they're afraid of us and they want protection. They want to be saved. They want things to be better for them. And they think that summoning the primal is going to do that, which would make sense as to why we would summon a primal, Hydaelyn, to do the same, right? Protect us, to make things better for us. And the Ascians want, their god to protect them and make things better for them. And it all makes sense in the end. And when you look at it, who's the real bad guy in the end? It's almost like we're the bad guys. It's almost like you can make sense of the Warriors of Light are the bad guys. We're the ones that are doing the bad things because we're causing massive amounts of fear with the beast tribes. They think, even if we wouldn't ever do it, they think that we're going to wipe them off the face of the planet. So they summon things to protect themselves because they're terrified of us. Because they have more simple minds. They don't really fully understand everything that's going on. They don't understand the motivations behind what we're doing. They don't understand that, for the most part, they're going to be left alone, and they're not going to be wiped off the face of the planet. They think they will be, though. And that's all it really matters, is what they think. And then the Ascians look at us, and they see that we had summoned Hydaelyn, which they view as a primal, that killed their god and destroyed the world. Now, we specifically didn't do it, but mortals did. We're the descendants of the people that did those things. And we're the ones that are fighting to prevent the Ascians from restructuring and bringing the world back to the way that it was meant to be. And that's kind of where I'm at. And it was very interesting because, it did spark some stuff in chat, and it was a really cool conversation. I know a lot of people don't watch the live streams as far as like the MSQ and stuff goes. I'm continuing making these videos and stuff like that. I do enjoy making these videos. I just thought it was really crazy to look at it. It was kind of like a fun thought experiment because it's like the Warriors of Light could potentially be the most evil people in the universe. So, yeah. I'll leave you with that thought. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.